I'm your host, Destiny Sidwell.
I'm also your host, Sarah Crowley.
And this is Bookmark'd. Oh my god, I have a candle on this table. It's probably not the best idea, actually.
God. It's the last thing you need to happen. Is your chair now? Did you bring it up to your book room? Is that where we're at right now?
We're in the office. We're just in the corner of my office.
We're getting a new angle unlocked every episode. I don't know where you're at.
No, this chair is for my office because I'm almost done with my office, and then right before Isaac was leaving, I was like, oh, okay, we're gonna get this angle. I should at least because I want to hang some stuff on my walls, but I'm not trusted with hanging things. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna really quick hang these pictures up, and then Isaac was like, absolutely not. So the walls are bare.
You should not be climbing on any step stool, hanging up anything, or using a hammer.
It makes me so mad when my dad, my mom, they're like, no, don't do that. I'm like, holy crap, I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to hang up this picture. And it's like,
you're too independent to be going and being told what to do.
That's the thing, is my independence. Oh my, I refuse to ask anybody for help. So and then being like,
it must be hard.
No, it is hard. And then my dad's like, okay, well, I'm going to come over whatever day and I'm going to help you. And I'm like, and then I feel bad that I'm giving my dad a to-do list of items. Okay, well, hang this up and do this and do this.
He probably loves doing it for you.
Probably. Dad, why don't you comment down below?
Yeah. I'm just kidding. Let us know in the comments.
Dad, why don't you comment down below?
There's just an anonymous comment. Just I can't wait for my to-do list. Well, I'm so happy for you guys. I can't wait to see everything. Or at least just the book room. I cannot wait to see what you're doing in there, what you're cooking up.
We're cooking.
You really
cooking
are.
In there.
Every week it's something new that you've cooked up.
True.
Well, welcome back to Bookmark'd, everyone. Do you have a DOTE today?
Yes, I have my water because we're trying to stay hydrated, everybody. Drink your water. And then I know... That sounded so spokesperson. But I know last week I was really telling you guys I was going to show up with the matcha. The thing is I did get my matcha delivered and I made a few of them, but then I texted Sarah and I was like, okay, I made a matcha and it tasted good. But I was going to make strawberry puree and I've been too lazy because I want to make a strawberry matcha.
I've always wanted to make an authentic strawberry puree, for the matcha, that flavored one. I'm too lazy to do it too, and it's not.
No, it's not hard. All you do, I bought strawberries yesterday. When I buy strawberries from the grocery store, I don't even put them away. I chop them all up and then I put all my groceries away. So they're already chopped. All I would have to do is just put them in a saucepan and just heat them up and add sugar. That's all I would have to do.
It's too much effort for right now.
And I'm yeah. And so... I didn't do it because of that, but also because I told Sarah, but when you're scared because there's multiple things that it could be, I told Sarah that I made a matcha and then I felt violently ill, for the rest of the day. And I was like, I really don't know if it was the matcha or I had been feeling nauseous for 4 days straight. And I was like, I really don't know what it is.
I hope it wasn't the matcha. You can have more.
Yeah, me too. I really hope, and again, also, I need time to perfect a recipe because I really don't want to get on here and embarrass myself.
No, it takes a while to perfect it. It took me so long to get the right powder first and then the combinations of everything.
Mine is how much powder and then water you add. And I'm I don't know if I'm doing this right.
Yeah, I think when it's, because I do the milk now, so I put a little bit more milk, but I think when you have the powder to water ratio, I don't think there's a lot of water you need. You just need enough to whisk it so that it's completely mixed. You don't need a lot, because then it's going to taste watered down. Yeah,
see, I just pour a lot in there. And my tea, my teapot that sits on my stove is so big that I'm it's just so big for I need this much water.
Yeah.
And I'm okay, because I don't I don't know, I'm trying to dip my toes into the tea game. I don't know, but I just have a Coke Zero today because it was that type of day. What about you?
I have a water, and I also have a smoothie.
Oh, okay. What's that smoothie recipe today?
We've got strawberries and blueberries and chia seeds and some honey. And I had to go to the supermarket before specifically to get milk, but I got a couple other things, and they didn't have the milk that I usually get, the almond milk. It's almond milk, like M-A-L-K.
Oh, yeah, almond
like
milk.
that brand. They didn't have it. The only one they had was cashew. I was like, okay, doing cashew today. So, there's cashew milk, and I've never had cashew milk. I actually was pouring it in, and it looked more like, the shade is not as white as milk. It was more like a
cream
like a tan.
color. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, let me try it. So I drank some of it, and it didn't taste too bad. But honestly, smoothie kind of slaps with cashew milk, so maybe I'll start buying it.
That's one of those happy accidents, like when you're like, your store's out of something, and then you have to like get something else, and you're like, wait, like, this is it. That was me and my mom yesterday. We did like a little like day after Mother's Day celebration, and we went to the cake bake shop because my mom loves the cake bake shop. And from my knowledge, there's only the two that are in Indiana, and then there's one in Disney World now. So it's like this, I don't know, this Indiana thing. Basically, it started off, I used to go there all the time in high school for like special events, like my birthday and stuff. They just are like gourmet cake slices. Okay. For anybody who doesn't know, but they're so good. I don't like cake. I don't like cake at all, but I will eat cake from this place, and my mom loves it. So I was like, okay, we'll go to the cake bake shop. And my cake there that I have gotten since I was literally 16 years old is their iconic mint chocolate cake. And it literally is like, it was a staple on their menu. Like, it's one of the cakes that they're known for. I go there yesterday, and they hand us the menu, and they're like, here. And I look at it, and I look at my mom, and I go, the mint cake is not on here. The mint cake, yeah.
Not on Mother's Day.
Not on Mother's Day. And she was like, oh, no, they probably have it. I said, my mom is that type that, like, I'm like, realistic, where I'm like, it's not on the menu because it's not on the menu. Like, they don't just, like, not have this cake on the menu. And then my mom was, like, asking the girl, she was like, where's this cake? And she goes, oh, that'll be part of our summer menu. First of all, I just have a rant. It's a cake that you're known for. It's a cake that you're known for. Why did you take it off and then you're just going to put it on the summer menu?
Maybe they're trying to make it more special. Like, you can only get it in like the summer
That's going to piss me off. That's going to piss me off. And so I was like, okay. And then I just got the same cake as my mom. But I told my mom, I am that person. It made me think of this. We're similar to what we were talking about, where it's like, oh, sometimes you're in situations where you just like have to try something new. Unless a situation like that arises, I'm not trying anything new. I'm sticking
you wouldn't have gotten the cashew milk.
No, I wouldn't have. I would have been like, they didn't have the almond milk, so I'm going home without it.
I have to. If I need something on a list or something like that, I'll try. I'll get whatever other version I have to.
What did you do over the weekend? Did you do anything?
What did I do over the weekend?
Oh, okay, me.
Yeah, I don't remember what I did. Mother's Day, we just went to like brunch. We took my mom out for food, me and my brother, because she just wanted to like relax. So that's all we did then. It was really good, delicious food, and I don't really know what I did. I'm trying to look at my camera roll. Like, did I take any pictures?
See, I can't even do that because I take no pictures. I'm trying to be better about it. But I never take any pictures. I like look back and I'm like, what have I done?
Too many. I like any situation like Mochi could just be like walking and I'm like, holy shit, I have to capture this.
Yeah, I do that.
I went to dinner Friday with Chris's coworker and his girlfriend. That was really fun. And Saturday, Chris and I went to our favorite restaurant as well. So I had a weekend full of dinners.
Hell yeah.
They were all so good.
My mom, for Mother's Day, we were like, eat wherever you want, and she picked Red Lobster.
I love her. That's so good.
And I hate Red Lobster.
Said that too. I tried to make a reservation for Mother's Day. Like, last week I was trying to do it, and I kept asking, like, where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? And I think one of the places she might have mentioned was, like something like that. Like, just, like, a chain restaurant. I was like, let's go somewhere else for Mother's Day. Like, so one day we can go get any kind of food you want. And you want the chain.
My mom literally was like, yeah, I want to eat Red Lobster. And I really don't like seafood, like, at all. I don't like it. And I was like, but I did not complain once. I just, like, didn't eat my food.
I don't think I've ever been to a Red Lobster. I don't really know if there's any near us, actually.
It's an experience, for sure. I was like, okay. But their cheddar biscuits, so good. So good. That is one thing that I did eat.
I have a list written down
Okay.
for today's episode.
Okay.
A bunch of series / some of them are just authors because, like, say, for example, Emily Henry rankings. We're going to rank series and books and see which ones are our favorites / least favorites, I guess, in these series. Here we go. I'm actually going to have to pull up my Goodreads because I need to look at all the books in the series.
Okay.
First series that we have is Chestnut Springs by Elsie Silver. We're going to go fifth
Bottom
to
to
first.
top? Yeah, like
so
least
bottom
favorite to
top.
favorite.
Yeah.
So, for those of you listening, we're going to rank everything least favorite to favorite, just so there's no confusion. You're welcome. Okay, Chestnut Springs. The last book, which I think is that Hopeless?
Mm-hmm.
So I would say Hopeless. Oh, God. Is Flawless the first one?
Yes.
Hopeless, Flawless, then what's his face's book? The hockey player.
Jasper.
Yeah. Then I would
Powerless.
say, see, but here's the thing. I think I'm going to say Heartless and then Theo's. Is it Theo's book?
Reckless, yeah.
Yeah, Reckless. I think that's my ranking.
Mine, I think I just swapped one with yours, but my bottom two is also Hopeless and then Flawless. Which, Hopeless is my least favorite, but Flawless, like, wasn't bad by any means. I just think compared to all of the other ones, it wasn't my favorite. And then I'm going to do Heartless, which I feel like a lot of people's first is usually Heartless. And then it used to be Powerless first, but Powerless is second. I love Jasper's story. That was my favorite for a while, but I read Reckless for a second time last year, and it's so good. Like, Theo Silva, like, I want another book with a male main character like Theo Silva. Like, I've told everyone I reread it because the scene where he barked was just in my head, and I was like, I need to read the book for the scene. And it's so good.
That is such a random one. Like, the random scene.
I know, I just kept thinking about it, because I think it was either Kate or Rhett was, like, walking into the house, and Winter was like, call off your dogs.
Yeah.
And he barked at her. He's like, whoa, oh my god, why did I love that?
But think about this. If somebody did that to you in real life, like, how would you react?
Not like that, probably. Like, not like this right now. But I love that scene. Okay.
That's something that, like, works in books and movies.
Yeah.
Like, and then when you, like,
totally
try to add reality to it, you're like, no, I can't do it.
Yeah, someone barked at me. Like, what the hell are you doing?
I'd be like...
Next, we have Emily Henry, which I know I did last week. So, you go.
Okay. Okay. I would say People We Meet on Vacation. Funny Story. Great Big Beautiful Life. Happy Place. Book Lovers, and then Beach Read.
I thought you were going to put Book Lovers first.
I know, and then I was thinking about, like, okay, I think my favorite actual romance is in Book Lovers. Mm-hmm. But then if I'm thinking of, like, the emotional plot that we have going on, like, y'all, if you could have seen me last year rereading Beach Read, I was in my bed literally hyperventilating, sobbing at the end, and I've read this book, like, 2 times already, and I was literally, like, sobbing at the end of the book, like, could not be consoled.
On my reread of Beach Read, too, I remember exactly that, in my bed, sobbing at the end of the book. Oh my god, I need to reread that one again. Mine is still the same as last week. Nothing's changed. Great Big Beautiful Life.
Check in with last week's episode, guys.
Yeah, go watch the whole hour to find out, actually. No, I'll tell you. Great Big Beautiful Life. People We Meet on Vacation. Book Lovers. What did I say last week? My top 3 changes all the time. But right now, in this moment, it's going to be Funny Story, Beach Read, and then Happy Place at the top. Mm-hmm. I think that's what I said last week, too, but let me know. Okay, next we have the One in Rome series, which I know is not fully completed, but we do have 4 books ready. No, 3?
3. I think I would say Practice Makes Perfect at the bottom. Beg, Borrow, or Steal, and then When in Rome at the top. When in Rome was such a good one for me. Like, I remember reading it and I was like, oh, I really like this one. And I didn't like Practice Makes Perfect, really, but then I did like Beg, Borrow, or Steal.
Yeah. I think that my bottom is When in Rome. And then it's Practice Makes Perfect. I just remember really liking, what's his name?
The guy.
The guy's name. Yeah. His name is...
Was it because of the tattoos?
Will. I was just going to say it's because of the tattoos. If you give a man a sleeve in a book, up's a star for me.
Sarah, there's already a star because the guy has tattoos.
What did I just read? Oh my god, Wild and Wrangled. He had a hand he reached out his hand to her and she noticed the hand tattoo. I was like, yeah, okay.
He had a bunch of tattoos. Didn't he have tattoos like all on his neck? Yeah, he has tattoos everywhere.
Yep. My top is Beg, Borrow, or Steal. I really liked that one. I think that like their dynamic was really good. And it was funny sometimes.
It felt different. It didn't feel like it was in the same series. Like the writing, something about her writing really changed in that book. Because it's been a little bit because she came out with a rule book last year. So it had been like over a year, a little bit, since she had released a book in that series. Maybe that's why I thought... Remember when Beg, Borrow, or Steal came out and I was so confused that it was part of When in Rome? Because usually like when they're doing an interconnected standalone series, like they're doing like it's like those are the books that are releasing. So I was confused and it felt so different.
I agree. I think they're getting better and better. Like I can't wait for the next one now. Because the pining that you get, like seeing as them as side characters, like the last sister we're gonna get, and like that male main character from the book, like the way that he's already like obsessed. I'm just really excited for that one. Okay, next series we've got is the Rose Hill series. So there's 3 out in this one. Okay.
Okay, this is easy. I would say Wild Side, bottom. Mm-hmm. That's a green one, right? Yeah, Wild Side, Wild Eyes, and then Wild Love.
Okay. You did love that first one.
I loved that first one.
Yeah. I think I'm going to do Wild Side at the bottom, too.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to do Wild Love and then Wild Eyes. I really liked the kids in Wild Eyes were really cute, especially the son. And I liked the dynamic of these two. And I also really liked West. So, I'm doing that. Okay.
What's the 4th book called?
Wild
Card?
Yeah, Wild Card. Next
we're
doing...
Did we tell everybody? Guys, remember a few episodes ago when I went on a rant and then I thought that I was going crazy that Allie Hazelwood was coming out with another romance book this summer and then we couldn't find it anywhere? Why was it literally nowhere? And then she came out with it was Problematic Summer Romance.
Yeah, she like announced it, but you saw it somewhere else.
I saw it somewhere and I was like, I'm going nuts. I can't
it wasn't
find
on her page.
No. And now everybody's talking about it. It comes out this month, doesn't it? Doesn't it come out in May?
Oh, does it?
She's
like pumping them out. How does she do it?
Isn't she a teacher or a professor? I mean,
oh, I have no idea. Is she?
Isn't Frida McFadden like a brain surgeon? Is that a lie? Is that a rumor?
No, I'm pretty sure she is. But I also heard that she stopped doing that.
But still, you literally stopped doing it. Just a brain surgeon, and then you're like, yeah, now I can be a best-selling author.
No, but she was both at one point, which I think is so crazy. How do you have the time to be doing this? And she writes so much.
You know what's crazy is that I have like I get such bad FOMO seeing people read Frida McFadden books. Like the new one that just came out, that is it The Tenant, and then the one that was just before that she had also just came out with, what was it, The Crash that came out this year as well. I'm like, okay, it makes me want to read them. Because I get FOMO that everybody else is reading them and, like, loves them. Like, they're like, I love them so much. And I'm like, but to me...
I save them for when I'm on a plane. They don't have to be the best thrillers ever, but if I'm going to be locked in on a plane, it's going to be a Frida McFadden book.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. I feel like maybe her thrillers are best consumed just, like, knowing that it's just, like, a really fast-paced story. But unfortunately for me, I'm just so critical with everything. It's, like, hard for me to go into a book and be like, I'm just going to have a good time.
Yeah, low expectations, but...
I'm insufferable, what can I say?
Okay. Our next series we're going to be doing is Magnolia Parks.
Okay, I'm going to go unhinged. I'm going to say at the bottom, Daisy Hates.
Okay.
I didn't love that book because it focuses a lot on Daisy and Christian. And we know how I feel about Christian.
Okay.
I won't go into it because we didn't get a lot of Julian in that book because
Save him in this one.
I remember you told me, you were like, when I was rereading it, because I had only ever read Magnolia Parks, and then you convinced me, you were like, no, just reread the series, like get past the first book. And then you were talking about Daisy Hates. You were like, I mean, there's another POV. It's not like a lot because Julian's POV isn't a lot in the first book. Like he's not
the first Daisy, you barely get him. You get to know him because he's Daisy's brother, but like that's kind of it.
So putting that on the bottom. And then I think I would put Magnolia Parks The Long Way Home because the miscommunication in that one just... Remember when I was reading it though, we were literally sitting outside and I was reading it and I kept looking at you and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose my mind. Like if they keep playing these games with each other, like I'm literally gonna lose my mind. So I'm gonna do that one because listen, all of Magnolia Parks is miscommunication. Like literally all of them lack communication skills. They have the communication skills literally of a newborn baby. Like they don't know how to do it. But I still love them, but that one was just frustrating. And then I'm going to say Magnolia Parks, the original book, because that one, it was like you didn't really know like the backstory. You're just like learning about the characters and you're kind of like, okay, why are we messy? What happened? There's more to this story. Fourth, I'm gonna put Magnolia Parks Into the Dark because I really did. That was my favorite Magnolia Parks book. And then I'm gonna obviously say The Great Undoing. Daisy Hates a Great Undoing because
that book is so good. As a Magnolia Parks lover, that is like one of the best in the series.
Literally, it is her best work. Period.
So good.
Put it above the mantle.
Happy. Like I'm sad that Magnolia Parks, like those point of views, like they're closed for right now. Like they're done. But I'm happy that we get his point of view a few more times. Like I'm okay with that. Okay. I think at the bottom I'm also gonna put the first Daisy Hates. On my first read of the series, I gave that 4 stars. Like, everything was a 5-star except that book because I did not like him. Especially in the first one, because in the first Daisy Hates and the first Magnolia, Christian is so insufferable. Like, he is so annoying.
Yes.
And he won't, like, leave Magnolia alone. You're annoying. Anyway, that's at the bottom. And then I think I'm going to do... Oh, it's so hard. Oh, I don't know where to put the first Magnolia, because that one, like, not to be dramatic, low-key changed my life. I love that book.
I'm just like you prefacing it being like not to be dramatic, but it did change my life.
I'm gonna have to though. It did put it forth just because the other ones are just so good. So above that, I'm gonna do The Long Way Home, and then. If Into the Dark didn't come out, The Great Undoing would be my favorite. Yeah. But that's going to be my second, and then Into the Dark will be my top. Because that was so good. I wish it was longer. I think it's like 700 pages or something, and I wish it was longer. That's
a little unhinged, but it's because you love this series so much. But I remember being like, once it got to the end, I was like, that was enough. Like, that was enough for me.
No. I could have done with so much more, but I'm happy that it was that long. Like, to finish off their series with a 700-page book, that was really nice.
That was really nice of her. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. This one's for you because I can't answer, but I would love to know your ranking.
All right, let me take a wild guess. Yeah, I knew that's what was going to happen. Okay. Ranking these is hard. Okay. So, I would say Binding 13... No. Taming 7 at the bottom. Because I still am sticking by, like... All of these books are 5-star, by the way. Well, Taming 7's 4.5. I will still stick by, like, this is where I've started to see the downfall a little bit in the characters within the writing. I don't know what's going to happen with the series, but Taming 7 is on the bottom. Binding 13, I literally just saw a meme, and I remember Sarah always telling me that this was her problem with the book, and I literally saw a meme the other day, and I was always like, I've just ignored it. But it was like, you go from Shannon's point of view where, like, devastating things are happening in her inner monologue. Like, literally her life is like, you know, just, it's devastating to read. And then Johnny is complaining about his injury. And it's like,
the one thing I always said is, like, he could have injured anything. But what he did, and like we have his parents and like his mom just like I'm just like, why couldn't he injure his leg? Put him in a cast.
Even if that was the injury, it's like, why are we talking about it literally every chapter? Like, why is this a thing, like, every single chapter?
That's his hardship when Shannon is in, yeah.
And then I would say saving 6, and then redeeming 6, and then keeping 13.
Okay. So you like Joey's story. Wait, is Taming 7 the only story you're getting of Gibbsy?
So that's the thing. There's a lot of speculation because Chloe Walsh goes on her Spotify and then like puts all of her book titles on there and makes playlists. And now it says that there's another book for Gibbsy on there. And people didn't know because, you know, like originally all of the books were planned out that every single couple had 2 books. Like everybody was going to have 2 books. And then now we hopped to Lizzie's book. Like now the book that's coming out at the end of the month is Lizzie's book. And I was like, okay, so I'm confused. I don't know if she's going to release Lizzie's book and then release another Gibbsy book. I feel like maybe that's what she's going to do. And that's what I've seen other people say too, because maybe a part of what Lizzie needs to say in her book is like going to be
with the
like,
story.
Yeah, like needs to move and then go to Gibbsy's book. But it was interesting because now I feel like, is she doing like an Addicted Calloway situation, you know, where it's like everybody's interconnected, but it's like how technically the first 3 Addicted series, then you read the second 2 Calloway, then you read the next 2.
Yeah, like goes back and forth.
Yeah, I don't know.
It probably helps with like the storyline she's probably trying to give. Like you don't need to have those 2 characters, 2 books together. Like she could probably split them up and it still makes sense. Maybe she's doing it like that. Which, this is one of those series that I have all spoilers because Destiny, I make her tell me everything. But I remember when Taming 7 came out and you told me like everything going on, it was one of those like texts you had to click and then scroll through.
When I finished that book, I was literally so pissed off when I finished it.
I remember.
I was like, I can't, because also, again, and it's still unclear if we're getting another Gibbsy book. Most signs are pointing towards yes, but I was like, if this is what you did with his book, like, it was not.
Yeah, it always sucks being disappointed with the one character you're most excited about, especially Gibbsy. Like, that is like the fan favorite, especially me. I loved him when I read the first 1.5 of the books. So, it's always so sad when you actually get their book and it's not what you, like, expect it to be. Next, we're gonna do Rebel Blue Ranch. So that's finally completed. Okay. I actually have to look this one up because I tried to rank them in like my recent video and I kept getting them all mixed up.
Okay, I think I remember them off the top of my head. The bottom... No, I don't remember them off the top of my head. Okay,
they all just sound so similar.
Well, no, the bottom for me is the second book.
Yes.
That's Swift the bottom. Saddle. Yeah. And then I would say Done and Dusted. Oh, no. Then I would say Wild and Wrinkled, Done and Dusted, and then Lost and Lassoed. Okay.
I like can't remember because when I read Done and Dusted, I just said I can't remember, but I was about to say I remember. I remember starting it on my birthday trip when I turned, I think 23 was when it came out, which when I finished Wild and Wrinkled, I was like, it's so crazy. It's 2025, but like that's the normal like pacing of like coming out with series or whatever. But I was like, I can't believe like it's been, like it's finally completed. Maybe that's just like a bittersweet moment. It's like I remember starting the first book. But I think I put Swift and Saddled also last, so the 4th book. I didn't love that one. In comparison to all the other ones, it didn't feel similar. Okay, that one's bottom. And then I think I'm going to do Done and Dusted, which I really liked that one though. And then Lost and Lassoed and Wild and Wrinkled are very close to me, but I think I'm going to do... I actually don't know which one I'm going to do. As of right now, I'm going to do Lost and Lassoed and then Wild and Wrinkled. He's wearing crop tees and he's wearing tattoos, or he has tattoos.
He's wearing tattoos. He takes them off at night.
And he's got a second chance romance. Like, I don't know. It's got all the things I kind of love.
Yeah.
So, okay. What's next? Let's see. Next, we're going to do Maple Hills, which is Icebreaker, Daydream, Wildfire. Is there another one coming out?
I think so. I feel like that series is still ongoing.
Right? It's not completed yet.
No.
But nothing's been announced. So it's just like in the air. Okay.
I would say Daydream at the bottom. That was the hardest for me to get through. Like, I remember getting like 30-ish% through that, and then I was just like, I can't finish it, and it took me literally like 2 months to read when I tried to read that, which was disappointing because I was very excited for their book, and then I couldn't read it. And then I think I'll say Wildfire, then Icebreaker.
I remember when Icebreaker was like getting its like rounds in the beginning and everyone was reading it. That's it. That's all I had to say.
Yeah.
I think my bottom is Wildfire. And then I think I'm going to do... Icebreaker has 1.1 million ratings.
That's like one of the most popular books to ever come out of TikTok.
That's crazy. Well, because I feel like it was also one of those books where even if you didn't like those type of books, people read it. Like, even though they knew they weren't going to like it, they just read it anyway. All right, Wildfire, and then I think I'm going to do Icebreaker and then Daydream. I actually really love Daydream. It was slow, like I know what you mean, it was very slow to get through. The pacing was also very slow, and like not much was really happening. But I really liked their relationship. I thought it was sweet. Let's do Windy City.
Okay, obviously we all know that both me and Sarah are putting Mile High on the bottom because that book does not feel like it was in the same series.
Every time I talk about it, I'm like, but...
I feel like I've been getting that consensus though, like when I see other people like read the series, like I feel like I see a lot of people say that they don't like Mile High.
Yes, I see the same thing.
Yeah, so Mile High at the very bottom. And then I would say, let me think through this. Oh my gosh. I'm about to make Sarah so upset. Then I would say Play Along.
That's fine.
And then I would say The Right Move and then Caught Up. I think Caught Up is my favorite out of the whole entire series.
That was a really good one. Okay, Mile High. I think I'm going to do The Right Move, which this one I think maybe could have been one of my higher favorites, but I saw it so much on TikTok.
I was about to say yeah.
A lot of people were recommending it by like scenes in the book, so like the scenes that I got to, like they never hit for me, but it was a good book. I really liked it. So then I would do Caught Up. The single parent situation, like that was all. It was so good. She did.
He's so literally described as Clark Kent.
Yeah, literally. And that's when we meet Monty, and I remember right when we met him, I was like, "That's a hot dad." Like I know he's old, but I need like a book on him. It's like one of those things where you just want a little spin-off. And then when we got to The Right Move, and they introduced like another character, and they had little thing going on, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so excited!" And then she just announced it, so we're getting a Monty book. Anyway, Play Along is my top, but I honestly can't wait to see where Rewind It Back like falls in the listing because it's a second chance. So we'll see how that goes.
I did not know that. I like going into these books so blind that like I don't even know, and so I don't know any of the tropes. Like I just know that the book is coming out.
Yeah, I saw someone on YouTube like talking about their TBR or something, and they said that it was a second chance sports romance or something, and I was like, oh my god.
Imagine it's not.
Yeah, like I don't know. I took her word for it. It might not be. We'll find out. Okay, then I have Frederick Bachman books.
Okay, that we
can do A Man Called Ove, Anxious People, Beartown. Is that the?
I think I've only read those 3.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw My Friends in there because I just finished it.
I was about to say I've been seeing you read My Friends, so I'm interested in how you feel about that. Okay. I went and got it yesterday from Barnes & Noble, and I know that we just talked about the whatever, but I opened the hardcover though, and I was like, ugh, I know I'm not gonna get it. But something made me weirdly emotional opening it, and it said Your Friend. Yeah. And it has on the like bird. I was like, okay, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Like, my friend Frederick Bachman.
Yeah, I can't wait to go to the signing and get that book.
I'm so excited for you. I would say at the bottom. Okay. I would say at the bottom, Beartown, then Anxious People, then A Man Called Ove.
You loved you loved all of them, actually.
I do, yeah. They're all 5-star reads for me, but something about A Man Called Ove, literally like a grumpy old man turning his literally the whole entire epitome of like where you meet him at the very beginning of the book versus what happens at the very end. Like that is a beautiful story about always being able to build community no matter what age you are, and like loving people.
Yeah. What do we have? Well, out of all the Beartown books, I think I would have to choose The Winners as my top, but if we're talking Beartown, I think A Man Called Ove would be my bottom one. Still loved it. Great story. And then Anxious People. And then if Beartown wasn't a trilogy that I finished, I didn't like have such a deep emotional connection to it, and it was just the first one, then it's a close tie with My Friends, but I think it'd be My Friends and then Beartown, just because it's like a whole thing.
It's so hard to like put it up, like put a standalone book like against a book of his that he's like turned into a series where you get to see the characters over and over, right? Because it's like the same people in the
it's the same
trilogy.
people. I do wish, like, if My Friends was a series, like I would definitely read more of them. All right, what else do I have? I think I have 2 more. Okay, we have Annabelle Monaghan's books, which 3, I believe. Nora Goes Off Script, Same Time Next Summer, and Summer Romance.
Yes. Well, mine at the bottom, Same Time Next Summer, because I liked that book, but I didn't feel as like emotionally connected to the couple. And then Nora Goes Off Script, and then obviously Summer Romance. I was thinking about Summer Romance the other day in my car, and I literally almost started crying, and I was like, I need to reread that book.
I was going to say, you should reread it this summer.
I literally want to.
That's such a good reread, too, 'cause it's like a quick one.
But it's so deep. 1, I love the romance. 2, I love like the storyline of what our main character is going through. It's such an important storyline, too, because it's like her, like she's recently divorced, but then she's also like trying to navigate being divorced and like finding herself again. It's so good.
That's like, if you haven't, did you read the second book in the Skyland series, the one after Before I Let Go? This Could Be Us.
Oh no, not yet. Mm-mm.
That's like the same thing, like a recently divorced woman that's gone through a lot but has children, like has to start over again or whatever. Like it's the same thing, and I love those storylines too.
Yeah,
same themes. I would also do Same Time Next Summer last. I still enjoyed it. The only thing it was iffy for me, like if the main character didn't have like a significant other.
Yeah.
Like that was the only part that I didn't really love. Even though she didn't like him, I guess, but like it was just like I didn't love that part, but I still liked it. And then second, I think I really liked Nora Goes Off Script. But I do think I liked Summer Romance more, so probably the same ranking as you. But like they're pretty close, because the Nora Goes Off Script like storyline was really like it was a bit fun and like a little unrealistic, having like a little superstar actor, A-list actor stay in your home. But I think it was a fun story.
I love their romance. Their romance literally felt like a giddy rom-com to me. Like even in the descriptions of like them looking at each other, or like the one scene that always sticks out to me is like them getting in the car. And then she's basically like, he's asking her if she's jealous. And then he's like, I knew it. You were so into me. Like that is cute. The scene that sticks out where I'm like, it's so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a good book. I can't wait for her new one. I
still confused about what it's about.
Yeah, we'll find out once we start reading. Okay, I saved the longest for last, and that is Throne of Glass.
Okay, this is
which I'm gonna look this one up because my brain can't compute.
I'm going to make people mad saying this. I don't care. Still, Tower of Dawn is at the bottom for me. If I reread it, maybe I would have appreciation. It's literally just from like, I've never reread the series before, and to me, Tower of Dawn is important, but to me, getting through Tower of Dawn was like whenever because I did the tandem read. And so whenever I would have to go flip over to Tower of Dawn, I was like, oh my God, like, I don't care. Mm-hmm. I don't care. But I did care.
Like it was important for the storyline, but it was still...
Yeah, it was not near as exciting as what was happening in Empire of Storms. It's hard to pair that with Empire of Storms because there's so much happening in Empire of Storms. Like, oh my God.
That's why I like the tandem read, even though it's like daunting to do because it's such like a long back and forth, but like you get so much at once. And I just like it.
I couldn't imagine like being there when it first like got published and people like, because it was Empire of Storms came out and then the next book that came out was Tower of Dawn. Imagine having her Tower.
I always think about that. Especially if you don't like him. Like some people liked him, but like if you didn't,
I do. Here's the thing, but I'm not going to be a Kale hater. How do you say his name? Kale, whatever. I'm not going to be a hater because I think if I reread the series, I would appreciate him more. But it's just hard, like, when you're
I
going
thought
through
the
the
same
emotions of
thing.
everything.
Yes. I think the first full series read, he's annoying. I think
Yeah.
on a second, you can appreciate because you see the journey he ends up going on. You can, like, kind of see, like, why he does what he does. Which I feel like that's, like, on a lot of, like, rereads of books. You can appreciate a little bit more than the first time.
Yeah.
So I agree.
So, Tower of Dawn's still at the bottom as of right now. And then I would say The Assassin's Blade. Those stories are so important, but, like, since it's, like, a collection of short stories, like, it's just not the same pacing as the rest of the series, so it's not up there for me. Then I would say, this is going to sound unhinged, Throne of Glass and, oh God, what's the second book? Is it Crown of Midnight? Crown of Midnight. Because, is this crazy? I don't love, like, you know, once you get to Air of Fire, it feels like a completely different book. Like, I like the setting of Air and Fire on from the book series. Like, genuinely, Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight feel like they're not even in the same series. Like, it feels like you just, like...
I love a palace setting. Get me in the kingdom.
I know you do, but I'm not a huge fan of it. Like, I really couldn't care less, so I really didn't care about, like...
Yeah.
It just felt like different books, so I'll put those. And then I will say Air of Fire. Loved that one. I'm an Air of Fire lover. A lot of people I feel like don't really love that book. I loved it. Yes, punch them in the face. First time meeting, getting punched in the face. Yeah.
That's, like, another one for me on a reread I think would be appreciated more. So on a first, it's, like, so hard to get through.
Yeah.
At least it was
It
for
also,
me.
it catches you off guard, too, because that's when the series started getting a little bit unpredictable to me. Because then you introduce this new character and you're like, what is he going to be in the story? And then you get, like, so many other characters in Air of Fire. And then I would say Queen of Shadows. I've had new appreciation for Queen of Shadows. Like, everything, like, oh my gosh. What is the quote? The boy, like,
he's still in there.
Yeah, he's still in there. That scene, excuse me. Okay. And then it's just Kingdom of Ash, right? No, sorry, there's 8 books. Then I would say Empire of Storms, Kingdom of Ash.
I remember when I started reading it, everyone's, like, top 3 was either Empire of Storms was in it or Queen of Shadows. Like, those were the top that a lot of people put in, like, their top favorites.
So much happens in those books that are, like...
I know, it does.
So important to the story.
I think my bottom is also Tower of Dawn and Throne of Glass. Just because Throne of Glass, like, compared to where the story goes, it's just, like, not much in there. Other than, like, Dorian, obviously, but...
But even that, yeah, they just, like, completely different books.
Yeah, it really does. And then I think I'm going to do Air of Fire. Just because when I was reading it, I was like... She slowly introduces you to these characters, especially a bunch of ones that you learn in there, but, like, you don't know why they're so important, so, like, you don't care.
Yeah.
And I was just, like, so bored. It took me a long time to get through that one. But, like, now after
grasp
finishing
onto
it,
them or you don't.
Yeah, but after finishing it, it's like that's a really important book. And then probably Assassin's Blade. I reread it last summer. I was going to do a whole reread, and then I just did Assassin's Blade, and I didn't continue.
It's that's a daunting thing to, like, dedicate your time to.
Yeah, so I only reread that one, but on a reread, even then, it's like you get chills. It's, like, so crazy seeing how it all, like, starts in the beginning. And then Empire of Storms. A lot happens in that one, but not my favorite, which is crazy because Crown of Midnight I liked more. I loved the palace and I loved Dorian, and it kind of goes crazy because it kind of, like, sets you up for, like, so much you're about to find out.
It sets up some stuff, yes.
Yeah. I just really liked being in that palace, and I remember starting Air of Fire and I was pissed. I was like, take me back to the kingdom. And then Queen of Shadows. So much happens in Queen of Shadows. Like, I remember just, like, jaw dropping so many times. There's this one scene, I guess I can't say, but getting in about 1,000-page book to finish off a series, there's, like, nothing like it. It's like you can spend so much time and so much happens. Something
going on every single page. Like, you say, like, 1,000-page book and you're like, oh, there's gonna be lulls in it where, like, it's there was something happening on every single page to every single character that was literally detrimental to the whole entire mission.
And you get so many point of views, but, like, you learn so much in the whole series. Like, you need that big book to, like, tie every single thing up, which there is a couple of things that are still, like, not fully answered, I guess, by the end of it, but So much goes on. And
Well,
you can't do like a 500-page book for Kingdom of Ash. Like,
no.
you need all that time.
And we say this, but the stuff that's left unanswered, for those of you who may not have read the series yet, it's more of like stuff that you care about, like as a fandom. Like, it's not like big plot.
Yeah, not plot stuff.
It's more like your imagination is like thinking of the things that could happen years later down the road.
Yeah, you just wish there was an epilogue, kind of. The only time I ever want an epilogue.
Yeah, like, why did you get a Court of Frost and Starlight, and like you've never gotten like a novella like that?
Yeah,
of just everybody being happy and getting questions answered. Like, why can't we get that for Throne of Glass?
Yeah. Oh, but it was so good.
Who knows? Maybe that would be a thing that releases down the line, though, because look at the Shatter Me series, that novella that just came out. I mean, that series has been completed for years, but it got repopularized and like people love it. So I feel like that makes the authors like more inclined to like release like a novella or something.
What's that book that we had really liked, the first, If He Had Been With Me?
Oh yeah.
And then like that was published so long ago. Like when I first read it, it was already been so long since.
I think I was in like elementary school or middle school when that book came out.
Yeah, that was published a while ago, and then it just like 2 years ago, the next one came out. So you never know. But that's all the series. Never
say never. You ever listen to that Justin Bieber song?
Guess who? J Smith and JB. I got you, little bro. I can handle him. Hold up. I can handle him. Now he's bigger than me. You want me to do the whole thing? No, that's fine.
No, it's okay. I want to close this off by saying, did you see the whole entire thing that's going on with Silver Elite, the book?
I've seen like a few things. Here's the thing. This is how I felt when Fourth Wing came out and everyone started reading a book and then absolutely blew it up. And it's like, where the hell did this actually come from? Because I saw one person reading it and then I saw 50 people reading it. And I was like, what's going on? I did see that they think that the author is under like a pseudonym, like it's like a pen name, and that someone else wrote it and they think a popular author wrote it. That's all I know. If that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I was also caught off guard because I chose it for my book of the month pick. And then I got my book of the month and then I was like, okay, yeah, like, you know, like planning on reading both of the books this month. And then all of a sudden I saw this become a thing where it literally got hyped like I've seen with Fourth Wing. Mm-hmm. And then, but it's
like an industry plant. Like someone put it in there.
It did to me what Fourth Wing did to you, where I was a little bit now like, I don't know if I really want to read this because I'm like, I don't trust. Also because there have been theories that like, are people being paid to talk about books? Like, you know what I mean? Where sometimes you see it and it's like not disclosed. So then I'm like, okay, am I seeing a video and is somebody talking about a book and they're like promoting it? Like, like promoting it in a way of them saying like, oh, I love this book. Like, it's so good. But it's like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then they started talking about, I don't know how somebody like thought, I don't know where the theory came from that it is a very popular author that decided to like use a different name.
I think because someone said the writing style felt very similar to like an author they've read before. Like the one TikTok I saw, people were saying Elsie Silver.
Yes, that's what I've seen the most because
I was like, what the hell?
This author is Canadian. And I was like, are y'all just saying this because the author's Canadian? And I was very confused though. Like, do we have any concrete evidence? Those of you who may be
I don't think so.
Like deeper into it than us. I just thought it was interesting.
The writing style was similar to like how she writes, and then someone said that like the Instagram page for the author of Silver Elite is similar to like how Elsie Silver markets her books or something like that. I didn't look at it, but like, you know how she does like graphics? I'm assuming it's like kind of similar. That's what I saw, which I think is crazy. But it's exactly how I felt when Fourth Wing came out. Like, I have no desire to read it because y'all are going crazy. And, like, I don't know if, like, do people really like it? Or is it just because it's getting popular?
That's what I mean. And I was like, I didn't feel like that with Fourth Wing. Because I feel like, though, it's all about timing. Like, if I honestly would have got... If I would have got my book of the month box and just read it and then all of... Because I remember I picked it for my book of the month box and did not see a single person talking about the book. And then I had the book for like a little bit and then all of a sudden people were talking about it and I was like, wait. But when I read Fourth Wing, I had seen not even the amount of posts of like what it like turned into, but it was like when it first got its hype and like, you know, like I had a hard time finding the physical copy in store. And I was just like, oh, I wonder what this hype is about this book. But this book is literally getting the amount of hype that Fourth Wing has. And I'm like...
Has anyone asked Elsie Silver? Should I DM her? Hey. Please let me know.
Shows you. Yes, it is me. Imagine it's
I don't
not.
know.
And she's just so confused.
I think the only thing is, like, how blown up it's become, and it's like a debut author and like a debut book and everything like that. So it's like people are, I think, latching on to the idea that maybe it's not a new author. I don't know. Someone find Danny Francis. Is that her name?
Yeah, and that's what's so confusing. I kind of believe that the theory itself of like it is a popular author writing under a different pen name to try out a different series. Yeah, I kind of could buy into that. Do I think it's Elsie Silver? No. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think it's a specific author.
The only way it probably could be is she's probably had Wild Card written for a while, because Wildside just get, like, I just feel like she's, like, on top of that, and, like, since it's coming out this year, like, I think she's on top of that. So, like, it could be possible she's writing it while the Rose Hill is being done, but...
See, but my thing is that, I don't know, like, I just... What was I about to say? I hate when a thought leaves your brain. I hate.
Don't even try to look for it. It's not coming back. I
can no longer separate. Like, I would never be able to read the book the same. Like, now, like similar to you with Fourth Wing, where it's like, it has this hype, it has these theories behind it. Like, that's all you're going to be thinking about when reading it now. Yeah,
that's like one of the books you have to get before the hype. I feel like I've never... Have I ever read a book before hype? I don't think so. I'm trying to think. Maybe No, Magnolia I read after. Like, I knew people didn't really love it. Phantasma, maybe a little bit.
Yeah. Phantasma, because you were, like, on that. Oh, no, Powerless. No, Sarah was before the hype with Powerless, because I have said the story. I don't care. I will say this. I remember me and Sarah sitting in the coffee shop, and she was literally sitting here, and she had it, like, the way you downloaded the book, because the book wasn't even, like, on Kindle Unlimited.
I couldn't find it.
No. So you, like, had the PDF of it or something, so I remember being like, what? It looked so weird on your Kindle, and you were like, no, like, I downloaded the PDF of it.
They took it off Amazon because it was getting traditionally published, I think, so, like, you couldn't buy the indie version anymore. Yes, that's crazy. Anyway... Let us know if you got any more info, any inside scoop on Silver Elite.
Yeah, let us know.
And if you've read it, let us know how you think about how it went. Or just tell us how it went. Whatever.
Tell us whatever you want, actually, down below. We'll listen.
Well, you guys rank the series if you've read them and the author books if you've read them. And let us know your faves to least faves. And that'll be it for this week.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all next week.
Yeah, we will, with another episode. That's a threat at this point.
Oh, goodbye.